Beloved soul, in this sacred moment, I speak directly to your heart with words that carry the weight of eternal love and divine purpose. You may have awakened today believing that life would continue its familiar pattern, unchanged and predictable. Yet unbeknownst to you, celestial forces have already begun to stir. A spiritual awakening has commenced that will reshape the very fabric of your existence. In realms beyond human perception, where heaven touches earth, doorways of possibility have swung open on your behalf. The prayers you've whispered in solitude, the dreams you've harbored in secret, the longings too precious to voice aloud, all have been recorded in the sacred books of eternity. While you navigate the ordinary moments of daily life, extraordinary movements are taking place in the spiritual dimension. This transformation extends far beyond mere circumstantial changes or worldly opportunities. It represents a fundamental shift in the spiritual realm itself, where divine purposes conceived before time began are now stepping into manifestation. The essence of who you were destined to become is stirring to life, awakening from dormancy, like seeds breaking through winter's frozen ground to embrace spring's calling. Understanding your divine heritage. Know this truth deeply. Your life story was written by divine hands long before your first breath. Every chapter, every verse, every seemingly random encounter was orchestrated with perfect intention. The sacred dreams whispered to your spirit while you formed in your mother's womb are now receiving heaven's call to emerge. The promises spoken over you during seasons of isolation and apparent silence are beginning their journey toward fulfillment. Do not trust your natural vision to interpret spiritual realities. What appears unchanged to human eyes may be undergoing radical transformation in the unseen realm. Your season of preparation is drawing to a close. The weariness from prolonged battles, the unhealed wounds that still ache, the whispered questions of, when will breakthrough come? All are being addressed by the one who loves you with everlasting devotion. Your appointed time has arrived, not because you've achieved perfection or earned this moment through good works, but because divine love has chosen this precise time to move on your behalf. The unfolding of divine destiny. What begins now transcends temporary changes or fleeting opportunities. You are entering a new flow of destiny where self-understanding will deepen, divine knowledge will expand, and your capacity for love will grow beyond current limitations. Your mind will receive fresh illumination. Your heart will stretch to embrace previously impossible dreams, and your spirit will soar to heights once considered unreachable. Prepare your inner soil like a field ready for planting. Allow divine hands to break through the hardened earth of past disappointments and ancient doubts, creating fertile ground for new seeds of hope, strength, and vision. What takes root now will not only transform your personal journey, but will ripple outward, touching every life within your sphere of influence. When the Almighty sets things in motion, the entire spiritual universe responds in perfect harmony. Nothing is insignificant when it originates from divine will. Therefore, pay attention to the gentle stirrings within your heart. Don't dismiss the subtle trembling you sense in your soul's depths. These are the very signs that a new season is being unveiled before you. Embracing divine transformation. Fear not the process of renewal. Old patterns must dissolve not because they're being taken from you as punishment, but because all things are being made new. Don't cling desperately to what divine love is asking you to release. Trust that when one door closes, another opens, one that leads to greater depth, beauty, and glory than you've previously known. This new beginning belongs to you because you are a beloved child of the Most High. As your Heavenly Father, I see not only who you were yesterday, but who you are becoming. Stronger, more radiant, and firmly established on the new ground to which you're being led. When I declare that all things have been set in motion, these aren't empty words but promises backed by the power that spoke the universe into existence. Streams of divine light have pierced every shadow and now saturate the very space you occupy. The hosts of heaven have received orders from the throne of glory, arriving not empty-handed, but carrying power to liberate, restore, and deeply encourage your weary soul. Doors once sealed by accusations, fear, and past failures are beginning to creak open. Invisible chains that the enemy secretly fastened around your heart are groaning under pressure and starting to snap. For no bondage can withstand the blazing light of divine presence. The power of surrender and faith. Pause now and cease your striving. Don't exhaust yourself trying to resolve everything through human effort. The magnificent things being accomplished in your life don't arise from fleshly exertion, but from the supernatural working of the Spirit. The harder you struggle in your own strength, the more depleted and discouraged you'll become. But when you yield yourself completely, allowing divine leadership to guide your steps, you'll discover spiritual winds lifting you above every limitation and chain. Don't excavate the past with your own hands. Yesterday's failures have been buried beneath the crimson flow of sacrificial love. Don't allow self-condemnation, painful memories, or past stumbles to become burdens that hinder your progress into this new season. You are viewed not through the lens of failure, but through the lens of eternal love, unchanging, unfading, and independent of your performance or lack thereof. Resist the temptation to analyze divine promises through limited human reasoning. Don't attempt to measure or calculate them using worldly logic. The words spoken over your life aren't confined by time or circumstance. This is the voice of the one who brings forth streams in barren wilderness, who causes deserts to bloom with radiant beauty. What has been declared over your life will surely come to pass, not because you're capable enough, but because divine faithfulness never fails. Your immeasurable worth. Most importantly, never disqualify yourself from divine promises. Don't consider yourself unworthy or whisper in your heart, "That's for others, not for me." You have been chosen and called by name. These promises were planted within your life long before your birth. No failure, no stumble can cause a change of heart concerning you. Step away from the wasteland of self-condemnation and allow your heart to be restored so you may know your true identity, a child of the King of Kings, an heir to promises that will never fade. Don't strive to earn what is freely given. Grace isn't a reward for efforts or achievements, but a gift from the heart of divine love. If you attempt to seize it through personal strength, you'll lose the joy and freedom that grace brings. Simply receive it as a child trusts their father. Don't complicate the love that surrounds you. Never allow current circumstances to cloud your vision of divine love. Don't let trials or unfulfilled longings convince you that love has withdrawn. Divine love doesn't waver with life's changing tides. It flows like an underground river, steady and constant beneath the surface. Even when the ground appears dry above, the flow remains uninterrupted. Even when you feel weak, strength stands beside you. Even when you wander, you are pursued with relentless love. Walking in divine partnership. Today you're called to pause, release, and rest your soul in the divine embrace. Allow yourself to be led through the new door being opened. Don't resist, doubt, or fear. What approaches surpasses all previous hopes. The seasons prepared for you will overflow with light, life, and joy. Let old chains fall away completely. Remove the tattered garments of self-accusation and clothe yourself in new garments, robes of righteousness, hope, and glory. Remember this fundamental truth: you never walk alone. Angels surround you, the Spirit dwells within you, and your Heavenly Father guides every step, every heartbeat, every breath. You've prayed not only during seasons of strong faith, but also through dark nights when hope seemed impossible. There were times when your heart felt shattered and prayers reduced to sighs, moments when you feared your words vanished into emptiness. But never once has divine attention turned away from you. Not for a single moment have loving eyes left you. You've been watched as you persisted in waiting, sometimes with fresh hope, sometimes in deep despair. There were days of forward movement and days of wanting to surrender everything, Yet through it all you held fast. Though your hands trembled and your heart swayed, you didn't let go. This faithfulness is precious beyond measure. The shifting season. Listen carefully. This season of waiting is shifting. A new wind from heaven blows across your life. What you once believed would be delayed forever, what you feared might never manifest, is now being moved by divine hands. Divine nature doesn't forget promises or begin works without completing them. When the decree goes forth that time has come, no power or obstacle can stand against the flow of grace. Movement is happening. Things your eyes haven't seen and your ears haven't heard are taking shape in the unseen realm. The tapestry of your destiny is being woven thread by thread, with wisdom, love, and power intricately intertwined. Doors that seemed permanently sealed are opening. Gates that appeared forever locked are groaning beneath divine pressure. What's being accomplished transcends human ability. No matter how wise or meticulous your planning might be, what's taking place far exceeds your understanding. This isn't your work. It's divine work in you and through you. Allow this supernatural operation to proceed. Surrender fully to divine leading. Divine timing and preparation. Understand that there are no delays in divine timing. In your perspective, time may seem long, causing you to ask, "Why must I wait so long?" But the waiting hasn't been in vain. During that silent season, you've been prepared. Your heart has been refined, you've learned to trust, to walk in humility, to cling to divine love above all else. In those seemingly quiet days, a firm foundation was laid within you, so that when the new season arrives, you'll stand strong without being swept away. Certain things had to be established within you before you could enter what's been prepared. If you had stepped in too soon, before your heart was ready and your mind mature, the blessing could have become a burden rather than joy. But now you've been prepared. Your hour draws near. The beautiful truth is this: not only will spoken prayers be answered, but you're being prepared to receive things you haven't even dared to ask for. Dreams you've never voiced, longings you thought too distant, all exist within the divine heart for you. This is the love of a father whose affection doesn't stop at what you think you deserve, but goes far beyond, desiring to give more, deeper, higher than all you've asked or imagined. Healing and restoration. Things from your past that once seemed to bury you, failures, wounds, piercing words, you may have thought you'd never fully recover. But divine nature is the ultimate healer. No wound is too deep, no pain beyond reach. Even now, loving hands touch the hidden places within you, and the breath of the Spirit revives parts that once withered. Heal. So may heaven, the words, the patience, the living hand, help us heal, and the breath of the Spirit revives parts that once withered. Not only healing, but complete restoration follows. You won't be left to stumble forward in weakness. Faith, worth, and years you thought were lost will be restored. What the enemy has stolen will be returned manifold. Even losses you considered beyond redemption will be transformed into glorious testimony. Beyond restoration comes redemption. Mistakes don't define you. Past failures don't frame you in an old image. What the enemy intended for harm becomes the very foundation for new growth and glory in your life. You may have thought, "I'm broken, my life is too tangled, how could it ever be whole again?" But divine power makes all things new, all things without exception. When the word goes forth, the old passes away and new things begin to take shape, not by human strength, but by boundless power to restore and create. Present moment transformation. Know this: action doesn't wait for tomorrow. Even now, in the very moment you're receiving these words, divine work is already underway. The moment the word is spoken, heavens begin to move. People, resources, and opportunities align in ways that only divine orchestration can accomplish. You cannot yet see it all, for much work happens behind the invisible veil. But be assured, no divine action is delayed. Everything is being woven together with wisdom and perfect timing for your good. Hearts are being called, minds softened, and eyes open to recognize the value and calling upon your life. Doors once impossible for you to enter are opening, burdens never meant for you to carry are being lifted. Today, lay down what you've borne too long: fear, shame, self-condemnation, worry about the future. Let divine love carry these burdens. Allow your soul to be light and at peace in divine presence. You weren't created to live under such weight and pressure, but to live in the freedom and peace that flow from divine love, making a way forward. A way is being made where you thought none existed. You may stand before walls that seem insurmountable, at dead ends of logic and circumstance, but remember, this is the power that makes ways through seas and causes rivers to flow in deserts. No situation is hopeless for divine intervention. Limitations don't bind divine action, nor do worldly laws constrain supernatural working. Even now, as you still ask, how could this be? New paths are already opening. You may not see them yet, but soon you will. Perhaps today you sense them only as a gentle breeze, as quiet stirring within your heart. But before long, clear reality will appear before your eyes. The one thing longed for from you in this moment is trust, not perfection, not exhausting effort, simply a humble, tender heart willing to say, "I trust you. I will follow your voice." As you do this, you'll be drawn into deeper places of knowing divine love and power, the power of supreme authority. Listen carefully to what is spoken, for these words will be life-giving streams that nourish your soul in this season of transition. Divine power holds supreme authority, power to change hearts and destinies in the blink of an eye. With but a word, even the hardest hearts melt like wax before flame. Minds clouded by doubt and confusion awaken to receive wisdom from on high. Circumstances once sealed and seemingly impossible overturn, transforming into doors of blessing overnight. Old wounds can be transformed into something wonderfully new and good. Memories that once brought tears can be rewoven into powerful testimonies of faithfulness. Hurts that once caused falling can become stepping stones lifting you higher. This promise is not empty comfort or fleeting words, but a promise from the one who established Earth's foundations, who holds stars in their courses, who loves with unfading devotion. For these wonders to truly break forth in your life, one thing is of utmost importance: faith. Your faith isn't something distant or abstract, but the golden key that unlocks the treasure of divine promises. This faith isn't mere wishful thinking or fragile hope, but firm trust, strong conviction, so real that you can see with eyes of faith before physical eyes behold fulfillment. The transformative power of faith. When you believe, you agree with divine will. When you believe, you open the way for free movement in your life. Nothing brings more pleasure than pure faith. When you choose to believe before any sign appears, when you cling to the divine word while everything around seems dim, your faith shines like a lamp in darkness. It's that very light that stirs the heavens. Faith doesn't merely change outward circumstances, it holds deeper power. It transforms you from within, enabling you to see life through divine eyes, feel with divine heart, and walk in prepared paths. Through faith, you're changed inwardly, no longer marked by old wounds, but healed, strengthened, filled with hope and life. Through faith, you no longer live bound by the past, but as one who walks in present and future, moving in the light and power of divine kingdom. Therefore, guard your faith as one guards priceless treasure. Don't allow negative words, temporary circumstances, or creeping doubts to wear down your faith. Nurture faith daily through divine word, through worship, through sincere prayer, and through obedience as you're led. Let faith grow day by day, taking deep root in your soul, so that when testing winds blow, you remain steadfast and unshaken. Faith doesn't have to be great all at once. Even faith as small as a mustard seed, if cared for and nourished, will grow into a large, sturdy tree where even birds of the air can find rest. With this faith in your heart, you'll be ready for the profound changes being prepared. Deep transformation ahead. What's about to unfold in your life isn't minor or temporary change, but deep transformation in how you think, feel, and live. Your mind will be renewed, so thinking is no longer limited by old experiences or human patterns. Your heart will be refreshed to love more deeply, forgive more easily, and hope more strongly. Your vision will be enlarged, so you no longer see life through a narrow frame, but see yourself as divine love sees you, a beloved child, an heir to eternal promises, one called to carry divine light into the world. When you stand firm in faith, you place your hand in the mighty hand of divine power. When you believe, you step into the unending stream of grace being poured out. When that happens, nothing can hinder divine work in your life. Mountains will be brought low, closed doors will swing wide open, broken relationships will be restored, dreams you thought had withered will come alive more vibrant than ever. You're being extended wide arms, invited to step into peace that surpasses all earthly understanding. Come closer. Lay down the burdens weighing on your heart, every worry, every sorrow, every deep wound you've never dared speak. Place it all in divine hands. In this presence, you don't need to be strong or hide weaknesses. You only need to come as you are. The stream of restoration. There exists a wondrous stream of soul restoration. When you let yourself be carried by its current, sacred waters flow into the deepest recesses of your soul, places long shut away by fear or pain. Each drop of living water washes away the dust of the past, cleanses you of discouraging words, and heals wounds you thought could never mend. In this communion, you'll not only find rest but be renewed. What once weighed you down will become wings to lift you higher. What once were limitations will be broken open, revealing new horizons. You'll begin to feel profound transformation, not just outwardly, but from your soul's very depths. The well springs of life within you will flow with new strength. Forgotten joy will awaken. Hope that seemed to have grown cold will blaze again like new flame. Your body will be renewed as weariness gradually fades. The heaviness of long, anxious days will be replaced by gentle yet vibrant energy. Your mind will grow clear and sharp. Decisions that once confused you will become clear. When you're in harmony with divine will, when your spirit beats in rhythm with divine heart, wisdom from heaven flows through you. The invitation to intimacy. What's longed for from you isn't much, not your entire day nor withdrawal from life's responsibilities. Simply a small portion of your day, even a few minutes, is enough to open the gateway of heaven within your heart. Don't underestimate those moments. Just one glance, one whispered word in divine presence can shift an entire destiny. One moment of touching divine heart can transform your entire life. The world will always be busy. Your schedule will always have pressing things. But remember, nothing on earth is more important than communion between you and divine love. When you prioritize this relationship, when you choose connection amidst busyness, you're sowing seeds of peace, wisdom, and abundance for your life. In due season, those seeds will bloom in full glory. This isn't an ordinary invitation, but a call from the heart of a Father who loves unconditionally. The call isn't to question or demand, but to embrace you, to whisper words the world could never speak, words that heal, uplift, and illuminate your path. Don't hesitate. Don't let today's worries steal precious moments you could spend in divine presence. You can come at dawn when everything is still and quiet, in the restful pause of midday, or in evening when life's sounds have settled. Divine presence is always there, waiting, never weary, never turning away. The fruit of patient waiting. When you do this, when you choose to come and rest in divine embrace, you'll gradually discover a wondrous truth. You no longer have to strive to control everything. You'll learn to let divine power accomplish on your behalf what's beyond your ability. You'll discover that sometimes simply surrendering and trusting is itself a great victory. Let divine love become your very breath, the strength in your steps, the light upon your path. Let the relationship between you and divine love be more than words, but a living flow renewed each day. Don't let time pass without these precious moments, for in these moments, a new person is being woven within you, stronger, deeper, and more radiant than ever before. You may have grown weary. You may have thought you no longer had strength to carry on. But believe this, in divine love you will find new strength. Like an eagle soaring high, you will rise above contrary winds, not by your own power, but by the strength of divine presence within you. Today, right now, you're invited. Come, rest, offer your time so you may receive something far greater in return, a restored heart, a renewed spirit, a life that walks in boundless grace and power. Hearing the divine voice. Divine love sees clearly the deep longing in your heart to hear the divine voice. In quiet moments, when your eyes lift toward the vast sky, when small prayers rise into night stillness, the search for affirmation is known, a sign to assure you that you're not walking in vain, that you're on the very path laid out for you. Open your heart to listen, for divine love comes to speak directly to you, to share hidden things meant especially for you, good plans, intentions conceived before you were ever formed in your mother's womb. But first, pause for a moment. Allow yourself space of stillness to release heavy emotions weighing upon your heart. There are things you haven't yet spoken aloud, fears, doubts, disappointments you don't know where to place. Let divine love receive them all. Let your heart be washed in the stream of divine love. Forgiveness flows not only for mistakes you're aware of, but even for those you don't yet see. Let forgiveness sink deep, so your heart may be light, and you may hear divine whispers all the more clearly. The assurance of constant presence. You have never been alone. Even on days when it seemed everyone had turned away, even in moments when you felt abandoned in life's currents, the Creator, your loving Father, has never, not for one single moment, left your side. Divine presence has been with you in every breath, every step. There were times when you couldn't feel divine nearness, not because love had left, but because your heart was clouded by anxiety's fog and life's pressures. Today, you're invited once again to place full trust in divine love, that you may feel divine closeness, like warmth of sun breaking through clouds. Along this journey, there will be those who don't believe in divine promises, who live as though they must carry everything's weight upon their own strength, as though they're orphans wandering the world. They may appear strong outwardly, but deep within lies loneliness and insecurity that only divine love can truly see. Love them, but don't let their doubts dim your faith. Don't allow their skeptical words or questioning glances to cause you to falter. The words spoken to you are true and unchanging. There's a promise to be with you forever, a covenant that cannot be broken. Stay close to those whose hearts also seek divine love, those who walk in divine light, so you won't have to battle life's storms alone. The constancy of divine love. No matter the circumstance, always remember, divine presence is right beside you, walking with you. When you breathe, divine love is your breath. When you walk, divine love is the steady step that supports you. When you're weary, divine love is the place where you can rest your head. When you rejoice, divine love shares in your joy. There isn't a single moment in your life when divine presence is absent. Divine love delights in seeing your longing to hear the divine voice. It's a sign that your heart yearns for the eternal, not merely for fleeting things of this world. That heart is loved, and there's rejoicing as you continue to seek, even when answers don't come immediately. Remain faithful, for faithfulness of heart is always answered. Today, know that divine plans for you are neither random nor temporary notions. Every step you're invited to take is part of a perfect design prepared for your life. You may not yet see the whole picture, but trust that each piece you're walking through holds meaning. The trials you're facing aren't in vain. They're shaping you and opening the way for greater grace to flow into your life. Keep your heart tender so divine love may continue to speak to you. Let trust grow each day like a young tree nourished by streams of living water. Though the world may change and people may waver, the one who has loved you since before time's beginning remains ever faithful. When you lift your eyes to divine love, you'll never be put to shame or disappointed. A direct and personal encounter. Today, divine love comes not merely to speak distant teachings, but to draw near, to whisper into the deepest places of your heart where only you and divine love truly know. There's knowledge of your current longing to hear a word that touches the most tender and lonely places within your soul. This approach comes not from obligation, but from love that surpasses all boundaries. Unconditional, unchanging, not based on merit or worthiness. It flows always like an unfailing stream, like an unquenchable flame, like arms that never close. Nothing, no one, no force in this world or spiritual realms can separate you from this love. Not sins you've committed, not failures you've tasted, not wounds you carry. Even if you've wandered from the path, even if your heart has grown cold, even if there have been days when you turned away in pain or shame, still the divine hand remains outstretched, never weary, never hesitant, reaching to pull you out of every chain of despair, to restore your longing to truly live in freedom, light, and prepared joy. The response to your cries. When you call out, whether it's a faint whisper or desperate cry in your soul's darkness, you have been heard and divine presence is here. Not one of your prayers has been forgotten. Not a single tear you've shed has escaped notice. When you feel lost in life's currents, when your heart is so heavy that all you can do is weep, that's the very moment when divine heart leans closest to you. There's no watching from a distance. Divine love bends low and with loving hands wipes tears from your face. When you kneel, whether in weariness, repentance, or simply because you no longer know what else to do, you're not looked upon with judgment, but with a gaze full of tender love. These eyes fill with joy because you've chosen to return. There's no reproach in this gaze, only deep rejoicing that a beloved child is finding their way back into divine embrace. Divine grace covers you like a soft cloak, wrapping around you amidst life's challenges. Even when you walk through rugged paths, treacherous turns, and seemingly inescapable trails, you're never alone. Divine presence, like a lamp in night, like a star in dark sky, illuminates your way. No matter how thick darkness may be, divine light will never be extinguished. No matter how many times you stumble, there's always readiness to lift you up, to brush dust from your path, and to gently whisper, "Keep going, for I am with you." Overcoming condemnation. Never believe you've wandered so far that divine love cannot reach you. Don't let cruel words of the world or enemy accusations convince you that you're unworthy of love. You are loved not because you're perfect, but because you belong to divine love. You are loved in the very midst of your imperfections. It's precisely when you're weak that divine love draws even nearer. How many times has divine love seen you struggle within unseen chains? Fears, insecurities, nameless shame. But divine love has come to shatter every one of those chains, not merely to comfort temporarily, but to restore completely, to enable you to live in the fullness of calling and dignity placed within you. Know that nothing from your past can take away the special place you hold in the divine heart. As you continue your journey ahead, there will be challenges and days when you feel unsteady. But remember these words: you will never be left or forsaken. Whenever you need divine presence, whether in confusion, loneliness, or long sleepless nights, if you but whisper, divine love is already there. Let divine presence become your safest refuge, a place where you can lay down every burden and find new strength. It's not only for your healing that divine love works through you, but desires for divine light to reach others as well. As you experience love and grace, you'll become a small lamp in this world, guiding those who are lost back to the way. Becoming a vessel of light. Divine love will use all that you've endured, your pains, wounds, failures, as testimony to faithfulness and healing power. Nothing in your journey is meaningless, for in divine hands, all things can be turned for good. As you receive love and grace, never let your heart become ensnared by doubts concerning the blessings prepared for you. Every promise spoken, every blessing ordained is in motion, even when you don't yet see it clearly in the present. Let your heart be filled with rest in divine love. Don't let worldly worries overtake your mind. You're not meant to live each day caught in a whirlwind of concerns and nameless anxieties. Each day, divine love is already there, watching over you, covering you beneath the shadow of divine wings. When your eyes fall upon loved ones, especially when you see certain family members carrying negative attitudes or behaving in ways that bring pain or disappointment, guard your heart with wisdom and gentleness. Don't let anger rise up, nor let your words become sharp blades that wound them. Even if you have every right to feel hurt or indignant, remember, words spoken in anger will never heal, but will only sow greater distance. Spiritual warfare through love. Divine love sees all things and understands struggles within your heart. When you witness those you love making mistakes, when you hear words that pierce with pain, it's in these very moments that divine love longs for you to choose the higher path, the path of patience, mercy, and sincere prayer. Learn to guard your tongue. Don't let harsh words escape your lips. Even when storms rage within you, choose words of kindness to speak. Or when needed, choose the wisdom of silence that comes from divine love. You're not called to be passive or pretend nothing is happening. Rather, you're invited to take on the posture of a spiritual warrior, one who doesn't fight with shouts or attacks, but with steadfast prayers and unwavering faith. Continue to kneel on their behalf. Continue to bring each name, each burden, and place them before the throne. Never judge that divine love isn't at work within their hearts simply because you don't yet see visible change. In the spiritual realm, divine love is constantly at work. Invisible battles are being fought for the freedom of those you love. Divine love is moving, clearing the way, gently touching each heart, and healing old wounds. This work never ceases, even though you cannot see it. Remain steadfast in faith. Stand firm in your place of intercession, without discouragement, without weariness. Never forget that divine love is with you in every moment. Divine presence isn't confined only to times when you kneel in prayer, but is with you even as you work, care for your family, and face difficult situations. The foundation of divine love, the quiet strength within you, the gentle peace in your mind when you feel weak, when you believe you lack patience to go on. Remember that you're not fighting alone. Divine love is giving you strength each day, keeping your heart tender and your soul at peace amid turmoil. Divine love for you is the surest foundation upon which you can stand. When others' words cause you to doubt yourself, when circumstances leave you bewildered, return to unchanging love. This love is your assurance that you're never abandoned and that every good work begun in you will be brought to completion. Walk in peace. Don't let your heart be drawn into the whirlpool of fruitless arguments, nor allow others' faults to strip away the gentleness being cultivated within you. It's through the way you treat them with patience, mercy, and humility that you reflect divine light within your family. Be that small yet steadfast light in your home. Though this light may not immediately dispel surrounding darkness, trust that each ray of love, each sincere prayer, will gradually soften even the hardest hearts. You don't need to change everyone by your own strength. That's divine work. Your part is to keep your heart pure, your words gentle, and your faith unwavering. The significance of quiet acts. Above all, remember this: every quiet act you do, those moments of intercession, times when you restrain anger, occasions when you choose forgiveness over resentment, all of it is seen and cherished by divine love. Not a single act of love from you is meaningless. They're like good seeds taking root in silence. In perfect timing, you'll witness sweet fruit spring forth both within your own heart and in the lives of those you love. As you remain steadfast in your trust, as you continue to entrust every area of your life to divine care, you'll gradually see this truth: divine hands quietly work in every corner of your life. No part is forgotten. From seemingly smallest matters to weightiest decisions, all are covered by boundless wisdom and infinite love. Every door you walk through, every person you encounter, every challenge you face, none escape the watchful gaze of divine providence. The love held for you and your family is an unceasing river, steadfast as mountains, enduring as heavens, never fading. The world may change, people may falter, but divine love for you is eternal. Let this truth sink deeply into your heart. Let it be an endless source of peace in stormy days and a wellspring of joy in tranquil moments. When you allow divine love to reign within your heart, anxieties will fade and pure joy will blossom from within. Your precious identity. You are a precious child, not because of what you can accomplish, but because of who you are, uniquely created and unconditionally loved. Divine love is the one who shelters your life, protects you from every danger, and provides for all your needs, not temporarily, but eternally. Every day you live under this sky is a day divine love guards you. Every breath you take is a sign that grace continues to pour upon you. When you see failings of loved ones, when you witness them being drawn down wrong paths of this world, don't burden your heart with blame. Don't let disappointment sharpen your words or make them harsh. Learn to speak truth in love. Gently point out their errors with humility and compassion. You never know when a soft word from you may become a seed of awakening within them. Help them recognize the snares, conflicts, and needless struggles, not through force, but through the shining example of kindness and wisdom that comes from divine love. Do you know why you've been placed among them? It's not by accident or coincidence, but by divine purpose. You are the vessel divine love desires to use to help free them from unseen chains through patience, ceaseless intercession, and a tender heart. You're partnering with divine love in the work of restoration and redemption for their lives. Your role is of great importance in the larger picture being painted for their journey. The power of persistent prayer. Continue to lift up your sincere prayers. Keep that flame of intercession burning. Don't let it fade even when you don't yet see immediate results. In every plea you make, in every silent tear you shed, divine love is at work. Every whisper of your heart is heard, and with boundless love and care, help will come. Not a single prayer falls into empty space. Everything you ask when it flows from a heart of love and genuine care will be answered in the best way, in perfect timing. You know this well, don't you? You've experienced divine help countless times. In moments when it seemed there was no way out, in days when you were weary with no strength left to continue, divine love was the one who lifted you up, renewed your strength, and made a way where there was no way. Remember those times so your heart won't be shaken by doubts. Don't let uncertainty's voice whisper that you've been forgotten. No, beloved, you have never been forgotten and never will be. Divine love still covers you like a soft, comforting cloak, like great wings sheltering you in every storm. Let your heart remain sensitive to this truth, so no seed of doubt may take root in your soul. The more you immerse yourself in divine love, the more steadfast and at peace you'll become. Even if the world trembles, even if people change, you'll remain firm because divine love is your unshakable foundation. Divine provision in all seasons. Divine love is the one who provides for your life, not only on days of clear skies and sunshine, but even on the cloudiest and darkest days. Divine love remains an unfailing source for you. No matter how your outward circumstances may appear, no matter how trials may surround you, you can be assured that you'll never lack what's truly necessary for the path prepared for you to walk. Engrave this truth deeply in your heart. The difficulties you face don't have authority to determine your destiny. They're but temporary seasons, trials permitted to refine your faith and make you stronger and more mature in your spiritual journey. Even when you cannot yet see the shift happening, believe that everything will turn for good beyond what you've ever dared to hope for. Divine love doesn't give sparingly, but fulfills every promise and often gives far more than you've asked or imagined. This is the power you're continually reminded to live in, not strength that comes from yourself, but the power of the Holy Spirit dwelling within you. Through divine spirit, you're no longer subject to negative emotions. You can master your own soul, even if storms rage around you. your spirit can remain at rest in deep peace that only divine love can give. The power of your words. Your words carry great power. Divine love has placed the power of life and death in your tongue. Therefore, be mindful of what comes from your mouth. No more complaints, no more negative talk, no more sighs weighed down with disappointment. From now on, let your words be words that build up, words that impart life. Let your lips pour forth declarations of faith, words that echo everlasting promises over your life and your family. Each time you speak divine truth, you partner with divine love to shape a new reality, a reality saturated with hope and glory. Speak life into your circumstances, even when they may appear shrouded in sorrow. Speak life into dreams that seem to have withered. Speak life into every relationship, into every path you're about to walk. Remember this: divine power isn't only working around you, it's working within you. Each day that you choose to place your trust in divine love is another day when you open wide the door for divine hands to guide you more clearly. You'll receive wisdom to know how to walk forward. You'll receive discernment to recognize which doors divine love is opening for you and which ones you're meant to close. Complete divine care. There's no need in your life, whether seemingly small or overwhelmingly great, that's beyond divine concern. Divine love cares for ordinary matters of your day-to-day life, a need within your family, peace of mind, joy in your heart, just as much as the larger things, the direction of your life, and the great dreams sown within you. Every single matter, great or small, is seen by divine love. For each one, there is a way to provide according to divine wisdom and love. When you step into that rhythm of life, a life where each day begins in trust toward divine love, you'll experience joy that surpasses circumstances. It's not joy dependent on everything being perfect, but deep, abiding joy that springs from knowing you're living within divine abundance. Abundance isn't limited to material things. Abundance is a soul filled with peace, a heart that gives thanks even in midst of lack, a spirit that remains strong and unshaken in the face of adversity. You'll see that when you speak divine truth, your mind will be renewed. When you choose words of life instead of complaint, your soul will be strengthened. As you walk each day in faith, new doors will begin to open. New relationships, new creativity, new opportunities you never imagined you could reach. Becoming a witness through transformation. Beyond that, through this very way of living, those around you will also be touched. They'll see in you a light that's different, a strength that doesn't come from this world. They'll wonder how you can remain standing, how you can speak words of hope when circumstances seem bleak. In that moment, you'll be a witness to divine power and love. There'll be no need to strive or force it. Your transformed life will be the most powerful testimony of all. Never underestimate the power of your daily choices. Each time you choose to trust instead of worry, each time you choose to speak life instead of death, each time you step forward in faith instead of giving in to discouragement, you're partnering with divine love to bring heavenly purposes into your life. As you faithfully do your part, divine faithfulness will not delay in doing its part. Each day will bring provision, not merely enough to survive, but overflowing abundance so you may live a rich life full of meaning and blessing. Continue to walk in the leading of Divine Spirit. Let your words, thoughts, and actions be steeped in faith and love. Know that divine love walks with you every moment, and expect that greater things than you've imagined will come. Facing trials with divine strength. When trials come knocking, when contrary winds begin to blow strongly upon your life's journey, you're called to pause and listen for the divine voice, not only with your outer ears, but with the very depths of your heart. Open wide your heart so divine words don't simply pass by like a gentle breeze, but are engraved deeply like streams of living water, refreshing your soul's dry ground. With each new day as dawn first breaks, good things have already been prepared for you, before your eyes even open, before your first breath of the day stirs in your chest. Divine love smiles upon you with love and hope. The desire isn't that you merely endure each day wearily, but that you live it in fullness of joy, in peace that rises above all worldly worries. Divine love has painted a beautiful future for you, a future not only abundant in material blessings, but rich in spiritual depth. A future marked by harmony in every relationship, prosperity and inner peace, where love and unity flow through your family like a pure, refreshing stream. The longing is to see your household no longer torn apart by negative emotions, no longer divided by unloving words, but filled with laughter, encouraging words and forgiveness that flows as naturally as breath itself. The requirement of a tender heart. For this vision to become reality, your heart must remain tender before divine love. Your heart must stay wide open like a field awaiting rain from heaven, like fertile soil ready to receive each seed from the sower's hand. Divine love can and will perform wonders within that very heart, the heart you sometimes think is too immature, too weak, or unworthy. Yet it's precisely in that simplicity and purity where divine love can touch most deeply. Don't be discouraged by your heart's tenderness. Don't fear those days when you feel unsteady within. It's in that very weakness that divine grace has room to fully display its power. If you were always self-sufficient and strong, why would you need divine help? But when you know you need divine love every hour, when you learn to open your heart and say, "Father, I need you," that's when divine strength fills you. That's when you'll no longer fight in your own strength, but in boundless power flowing from heaven. Divine love loves the way you long for a home filled with love and peace. Every silent prayer for your family has been heard, every whispered plea in night's quiet, every sigh of concern for loved ones. Don't think these prayers are in vain or unheard. On the contrary, each word you've offered up is treasured, kept as precious jewels upon the heavenly altar. Divine movement behind the scenes. Divine love is moving, preparing the way, unraveling invisible knots you cannot untangle on your own. Continue to walk in tenderness and patience. Don't grow impatient for immediate results. Divine love acts in perfect time, and what divine love does will stand firm. When you choose to wait patiently upon divine love, you're sowing seeds of the deepest faith. The harvest will come, a harvest that will not only be a change in outward circumstances, but profound renewal within hearts and relationships. Open your heart wide each day to receive divine love. Don't let worry close your spirit. Don't let past experiences block you from embracing the new things divine love desires to bring. Divine love makes all things new. Even when you think certain things have died, that certain doors are closed forever, divine love can bring them back to life. There's nothing too late in divine hands. No heart is too hard for divine love to soften. No wound is too deep for divine love to heal. The longing is that you not only receive this for yourself, but also become a vessel through which divine love flows to your family. Let your words be words of encouragement. Let your gaze be filled with compassion. Let your small daily actions become a living testimony of divine presence. Don't think you must do great things, a gentle word spoken when another is angry, a gesture of grace when a loved one is stubborn. These seemingly small things carry power to tear down walls within the human heart. The possibility of family unity. Divine love knows you long for a family united, a family full of peace. Today the declaration is, it's possible, not by your strength, but by divine strength, not through others' perfection, but through the quiet yet steadfast work of divine spirit in each heart. Your part is to keep loving, to keep praying, to keep believing. Leave the rest to divine love. When you choose to live in that gentleness and trust, you'll be the very first to experience complete joy in divine love. There's no need to wait until everything is perfect. Even in the process, even in days when you're still waiting for promises to be fulfilled, you can walk in joy and peace. You know divine love holds all things, and in the end will make everything beautiful in perfect timing. On the journey, as you walk in divine light and truth, there will be moments when your eyes witness those who once despised you, who once mocked you from shadows of pride and pretense, now bowing before undeniable truth. There will be those who once pretended to be your friends while harboring envy, schemes, and deceit in their hearts. They won't be able to hide behind that facade when divine light shines through your life, for all falsehood will be exposed and brought into the open. The exposure of falsehood. They think themselves wise, believing that with cunning schemes and smooth words they can manipulate others and control situations. Yet, through small daily failures, their emptiness and foolishness will slowly be revealed. They may adorn themselves with outward images of wealth, success, and lives of safety and prosperity, but deep within, their souls are like dark abysses, bound with chains of hatred, jealousy, and nameless fears. They live in deep spiritual poverty that no riches can ever fill. But you don't belong to that darkness. You've been chosen by divine love, called by name, covered with divine blessings. Wherever you go, divine hands will sustain you, surround you with divine power and love. Yet because of this very calling, you won't be exempt from opposition. Wherever light goes, darkness will resist. As you carry divine light, it's inevitable that you'll face waves of resistance from those unwilling to let go of darkness. There will be people who, out of envy and wounded pride upon seeing you blessed by divine love, will seek to hinder your path. They'll speak slander, sow doubts, and even create battles out of nothing to test your steadfastness. But the most important thing to remember deeply is this: don't fear them. Don't let your soul be disturbed by those empty voices. Don't let their gazes cause you to falter. Standing firm against opposition. These people boast of what they don't possess. They paint themselves as righteous, yet inside they're full of corruption. They wear masks, but divine love sees to the depths of the heart. Nothing is hidden from divine sight. You belong to divine love. No force, no word spoken can diminish your noble identity in divine love. In every battle, you don't fight alone. When you stand upon divine foundation, all the hosts of heaven stand with you. Who can triumph against an army from heaven? Though the enemy may threaten and devise schemes, they're but shadows with no true substance. Divine word is certain. No one can stand against you when divine love is your defender. When you hear words of mockery, when you face looks of contempt, when you know there are hands secretly trying to pull you down, smile, not because you're weak, but because you know you're held in the arms of the Almighty. Let your heart be filled with peace. Don't repay evil with evil. Don't allow yourself to be drawn into the vortex of meaningless arguments. Keep the purity of your soul. Let your words always be full of grace, yet not lacking in wisdom and strength. It's precisely this attitude that will confound those who oppose you. It's your peace and unshakable stance that will serve as powerful testimony to divine power at work within you. When the time divine love has appointed comes, your eyes will clearly see one by one every deceiver, every falsehood, every scheme. All will collapse under the light of truth. Those who once mocked you will be silenced. Those who once pretended to be your friends will no longer have a place to hide their hearts. Responding with grace to victory. When that day comes, guard your heart from pride. Don't take joy in others' downfall. Keep your heart tender. Pray for them, for they too are lost souls in need of deliverance. If they're willing to repent, divine love can still save them. You, through your loving and merciful attitude, can be the bridge for their return. Remember, you're a child of divine love. You weren't created for revenge or retaliation, but to shine divine light in a world shrouded in darkness. Don't let opposition make you forget your true nature. You're the bearer of divine mission, the mission to bring truth, love, and righteousness wherever you go. Every time you stand firm in faith, every time you choose love over hatred, every time you continue to walk forward despite opposition, it's a moment when divine kingdom expands. Every inner victory you gain is a victory for the kingdom of light. Divine love, which loves you with unchanging love, will never let your faithfulness go unrewarded. Continue to walk forward with steadfastness. Though there may be challenges ahead, though there may be negative voices, know that divine love holds your hand. Don't let anything cause you to doubt your worth in divine love. Don't let lies make you forget that you're sealed with the Holy Spirit. Though the world may rise up against you, no one can triumph over you when you're in divine love. Eternal assurance. Keep looking to divine love. Let your eyes not be fixed on the enemy, but lifted to the one who has overcome the world. Let your heart be filled with hope. Continue to do good, speak words of life, and live in truth. You'll see the best things divine love has prepared for you are still ahead, and no one, no power can prevent you from receiving them. Listen very carefully to these words today, for they'll be a shield to protect your heart in days to come. The enemy, with all its cunning schemes, will not cease in trying to shake your faith. It cannot bear to see you walk in divine light and grace. It will challenge you, whispering in your ear that you should abandon your faith, that hope is in vain, that divine promises to you will not be fulfilled, and hopes you'll let go, lose faith, and slip into despair and darkness. Engrave this truth upon your heart. Divine love for you is eternal. It has no beginning and no end. It's not dependent on circumstances. It doesn't waver with emotions. It's not limited by time or space. Even if you feel lonely, even if the whole world turns its back on you, divine love remains steadfast as an everlasting mountain, covering you as the unchanging sky. The power of choice. You have the power to choose, something no one, not even the enemy, can take from you. Whom will you trust? This is the most important question you'll face in every moment of your life. If you choose to place your trust in divine love, your Creator, the one who loves you with unchanging love, you're promised that you'll experience eternal life, life that transcends all limitations of the flesh. You'll taste peace that no one can take away. No circumstance, no person, no trial will be able to shake that peace. It'll be like a sweet stream flowing continually within your heart, even in the driest deserts. When you trust in divine love, you'll receive unshakable strength. Strength that doesn't come from your own efforts, but from divine spirit dwelling within you. This spirit will uphold you when you're weak, remind you of divine promises when your mind is troubled, and grant you courage when you face adversity. In that strength, you'll find immeasurable joy. Deep joy, not dependent on what your eyes see or your ears hear, but anchored in divine nature, which is love. But if you listen to the enemy's lies, if you allow your heart to be drawn into doubt's whirlwind, you'll find yourself gradually sinking into chaos without escape. You'll feel vast emptiness in your soul, turmoil in your mind, a wound growing deeper that no one can heal except divine love. Divine love is the source of life. Apart from divine love, there's no true life. Every promise from the enemy is a lie. Every comfort it offers is temporary and hollow. Divine knowledge of your heart. Divine love knows your heart. Divine love knows you long for what's true, what's good, what's eternal. Divine love knows you'll choose to trust. This is precisely why divine love speaks to you now, directly and personally, as a father speaks to his child. Divine love doesn't abandon you in the midst of storm. Divine love doesn't remain silent when your soul needs a word of reminder. It's divine love, the one who loves you more than anyone, who is here in this very moment to lead you through trials, to lift you above discouragement, to turn your gaze toward the future with unshakable faith. When you feel weary, when days seem endless, when your heart begins to waver amid clashing voices, stop and listen to the divine voice. Let divine words be like refreshing waters for your parched soul. Let divine love soak into every corner of your heart. Don't bear every burden on your own. Divine love is here to carry them with you. When you're weak, divine love will be your strength. When you're lost, divine love will be your strength. When you're lost, divine love will be the beacon that lights your way. Lessons from waiting. Don't fix your eyes on circumstances. Don't let what you see dull the faith within you. Lift your gaze to divine love, the one who never changes. Remember how divine love has led you through dark valleys, how divine love has granted you victory in battles that once seemed impossible to win. Divine love will continue to do so, for divine love is faithful. Once a good work has begun in you, it will be brought to completion on the day it's fulfilled. When trials come, and they surely will, see them as opportunities for your faith to be refined. Don't fear and don't be dismayed. Stand firmly upon divine promises. Let each battle become a stepping stone that raises you higher in your spiritual journey. No battle is meaningless when you fight in divine name. Each time you choose to believe, each time you choose to stand firm, you glorify divine name and expand the kingdom of light. There will be days when you feel discouraged, moments when you wonder whether you can keep going. But even in those very moments, divine love whispers to you, you're not alone. Divine love is renewing your strength, covering you with peace that flows from divine heart. Take divine hand and walk with small yet steady steps. Let divine love handle things beyond your control. Focus on what's within your grasp, holding fast to faith, remaining obedient, and walking in the light. Great rewards for faithfulness. The reward for faithfulness is great. What you see today is but a small part of the grand plan divine love has for you. If you persevere, if you don't give up, you'll see doors that divine love opens. Doors leading to spiritual prosperity, to new realms of influence, to blessings far beyond what you could imagine. Above all, you'll live in deep contentment, in unbroken sweet fellowship with divine love. Pause now for a moment amidst the whirl of daily concerns. Sit in stillness and open your heart before divine love. What are you keeping hidden in the depths of your soul? What are those simmering emotions, those quiet thoughts drifting through your mind? Don't be afraid to face them. Don't be ashamed of feelings that have yet to be named, of wounds that have yet to be spoken aloud. When you come to divine love in sincerity, when you dare to voice what weighs on your heart, that's when your soul begins to heal. Divine love doesn't expect a perfect heart from you. Divine love doesn't ask you to cover up your weaknesses to approach. On the contrary, it's in those very moments when you dare to bear your true self that divine love embraces you most completely. The invitation to complete honesty. Speak with divine love. Let the words from the depths of your heart flow like water from a long-sealed reservoir. They may be hidden sorrows, unfulfilled dreams, old wounds that haven't yet healed, or even anger and disappointments you've never dared to confront. Tell divine love everything, bit by bit. As you speak, divine light will shine into those dark corners, and layer by layer, the burdens will be lifted away. You need not be hesitant or afraid that divine love will judge you. Don't be embarrassed by your stumbles, by mistakes you've made. Divine love doesn't come to remind you of those failures, nor to scold or condemn. Divine love comes to love you, to heal you, to remind you that your worth in divine eyes has never changed. Every moment divine love gazes upon you, divine eyes are full of gentleness and compassion. There's nothing in you that would ever make divine love turn away. When you open your mouth to speak, you'll witness a marvelous thing. Your faith will be stirred. Through the very words you offer to divine love, your heart will be reminded of divine living presence. As you choose to converse with divine love, the bond between you will grow deeper, and you'll see small miracles begin to unfold in your soul and gradually ripple outward into your life. Today isn't an ordinary day. Today is the day divine love invites you to speak it all, holding nothing back, hiding nothing. Divine response and comfort. Tell divine love about the dreams you carry in your heart. Share the fears that make you hesitate. Speak about the longings you've never dared to voice to anyone. After you've poured it all out, be still and listen. Divine love, too, has something to say to you. Divine voice won't be loud or boisterous, but will come as a gentle whisper to your ear. Let your heart be sensitive enough to perceive it. It may be a deep sense of peace that arises when you think of divine love. It may be a sudden thought that lights up your mind. It may be a quiet prompting within your soul. In whatever form it comes, know this: it's divine love speaking to you. In divine voice, there will be no condemnation, no harsh words directed at you. Only encouragement, restoration, and unconditional love will flow. You'll sense that you're fully accepted, so deeply loved that no shame or guilt can stand in its presence. Divine love will remind you that you're a marvelous creation in divine sight, that you've been called by name, that you belong wholly to divine love. As you listen to divine love, your mind will gradually be filled with peace. The noise of the world, the lies of the enemy, the invisible anxieties will slowly fade away. In their place, you'll feel profound stillness, tender comfort that only heavenly love can bestow. From that stillness, new life will well up within you. You'll walk with lighter steps and a heart filled with greater hope. Growing awareness of divine presence. The more you converse with divine love, the more you'll realize you're never alone. Even on days when you face trials, when opposition comes, when circumstances weigh heavy upon you, you'll know that divine love walks beside you every step of the way. Every word you lift up in prayer becomes a bridge through which divine love pours fresh strength, wisdom, and guidance into your life. Never think that your small prayers are insignificant. Even your quietest whispers, even a sigh filled with longing, divine love hears them all. Divine love listens to every beat of your heart. There's nothing too small about you that escapes divine attention. Divine love cares for every tear you shed, every smile that graces your face, every sincere word that comes from your lips. Today, open your heart fully to divine love. Don't allow any barriers to hinder the flow of your conversation. Let divine love pour over you like refreshing rain upon dry ground. Let divine light shine into the deepest corners of your soul. Let divine presence be the place where you find rest and renewed strength. As you continue to listen to the divine voice, engrave this truth deeply within your heart. In every trial, in every circumstance that seeks to shake you, divine love is never standing far off, leaving you to struggle alone. On the contrary, divine love is always present, very near, right beside you, ever ready to extend helping hands in all things. Complete divine understanding. Divine love isn't indifferent to your hopes. On the contrary, divine heart overflows with love and readiness to bless you with the very best. Everything you entrust to divine love in faith, if it's for your good and blessing, will surely be answered and provided abundantly. When the answer comes, you'll know with certainty that it wasn't by your own strength. It won't be because you were more deserving than others, nor because you did anything to earn divine favor. It will be by divine power alone, through limitless might of the Almighty One, who loves you with unconditional love. The miracles, the changes you long for, won't flow from your limited abilities, but will come through supernatural working in your life. Don't lose heart when you see your own limitations. There will be days when you feel not strong enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough to receive great things. But that's precisely when you must remind yourself, it's divine love who performs miracles. It's divine love who opens doors that no one can shut, who breaks chains that no human can undo. Divine work in every area. In your family, where you're longing for harmony, healing, and blessing, divine love is at work. Even though you may not yet see it with your eyes, in the spiritual realm, divine hands move behind the scenes. Divine love is softening hearts, arranging circumstances, and preparing the way for relationships to be restored. Don't give up. Don't think that certain relationships are beyond repair. In divine love, all things can be made new. There's no situation too hopeless when divine love is present. In your finances, when you face lack, pressures, and bills that must be paid, don't let fear pull you into despair. Remember, divine love is your provider. Divine love lacks no resource. The entire universe belongs to divine love, and if you place your trust in divine love, if you walk faithfully in integrity, you won't be allowed to go without. Divine provision may not always come in the way you expect, but it will always come in the right time, in abundance, and in such a wondrous way that you'll praise divine name. Regarding your health, both in body and spirit, know that divine love is your healer. You may have heard troubling diagnoses or carried hidden fears about illness, but know this, divine love holds the power of life itself. Divine love can restore what has been worn down, can renew what has been damaged. Trust divine love, Continue to pray and wait expectantly for divine hands to move. Don't be afraid. Don't let sickness or fear steal your joy and peace. Supreme sovereignty in all things. Throughout your entire life, from smallest details to your grandest dreams, divine love remains sovereign. Be courageous and keep moving forward. Keep striving. Keep fulfilling your roles and responsibilities, but at the same time, don't wear yourself out trying to change what's beyond your control. Learn to release those things into divine hands. With divine love, nothing is impossible. Don't forget, it's when you place your full trust in divine love that you'll begin to witness miracles unfold in your life. When you let go of self-reliance and allow divine love to lead, you'll enter a new depth of rest in your soul. You'll no longer be torn by anxiety or brought low by disappointment. Instead, your heart will overflow with hope and your faith will grow ever stronger. Divine love isn't slow, as some understand slowness. Divine love does everything in the most perfect timing because divine love knows what's best for you and knows when you're ready to receive it. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't be disheartened when someone else seems to be blessed before you. Know that each person's journey is unique, and so is divine plan for you. What divine love has prepared for you is personal, tailored, and no one can take it away. After all that has been whispered into your heart, you're earnestly invited to remain steadfast in prayer. Don't allow long days of waiting to weary your spirit. Don't let temporary silence lead you to doubt divine faithfulness. When you pray, when you commune with divine love, you're doing something far more profound than you can imagine. You're opening the door for divine love to enter even deeper into your life, and you're inviting divine love to move with power and love in every aspect of your being. The treasure of every prayer. Every prayer you offer, whether spoken aloud or whispered in the quiet chambers of your heart, touches divine heart. Not a single word is forgotten. Not a single tear that falls is in vain. Each one is treasured, kept like precious jewels upon the altar of heaven. In perfect timing, those prayers will bloom like radiant flowers in your life, displaying divine glory through you. When you pray, divine love doesn't merely listen. Divine love actively responds. When you open your heart to divine love, you'll be filled with gentle yet mighty divine presence. You'll sense divine embrace like a soft and warm garment wrapped around you on the coldest days of the soul. Not only you, but your family as well will be surrounded by boundless divine love. Every loved one, every corner of your home will be touched by divine light, deeply, enduringly. Engrave this truth deeply in your heart. Divine love, speaking to you now, doesn't speak in vain. Divine love fulfills every promise. If today divine love has told you that divine love will come and perform great wonders in your life, then surely it will be so. No power in heaven or on earth can hinder divine hands when the appointed time arrives. In the waiting, learn patience. Patience doesn't mean passive stillness, but continuing to trust, continuing to pray, continuing to walk each day in living hope. Patience is waking each morning even without yet seeing the answers, and still lifting songs of praise to divine love. Patience is whispering each night before sleep, "Father, I trust you. I wait for you." Growth through patient waiting. As you patiently wait in attentive listening, you'll begin to see that divine love doesn't work only in the final outcome. Even in the waiting, divine love works within you. Divine love shapes you to reflect divine image more fully. Divine love teaches you what it truly means to live a life led by genuine faith. In this waiting, if you open your heart, you'll find yourself growing stronger, deeper, more mature. Your faith and perseverance are never in vain. Divine love sees each quiet step you take. Divine love hears every persistent prayer you utter. Divine love knows each moment you battle weariness and resist negative voices around you. Divine love takes note of it all. No act of faith is too small in divine eyes. You won't be disappointed. When divine time comes, you'll witness the fruit of your faithfulness, an outcome far beyond what you could ever hope or imagine. Hold firmly to trust in divine timing. Divine appointed time is always the best time. You may long for it to come sooner. You may have wondered many times why divine love hasn't yet moved. But remember, divine love knows all things. Divine love sees from beginning to end, and when divine love acts, divine love does so in fullness and beauty. Divine love is never rushed, nor ever late. All that divine love does is perfectly in harmony with the flawless plan prepared for you. When that moment comes, when divine promise is fulfilled in a clear and undeniable way, you'll look back and understand why divine love has led you through such a journey. You'll see that every moment of waiting, every time you persevered in prayer, every instance you held fast to your faith, each one was an essential piece, a necessary thread in the tapestry of your life coming to fullness. Living in hope and transformation. Continue to live in hope. Don't let weariness rob the joy from your heart. Each day, lift up to divine love your praises and thanksgiving. Keep the flame of faith burning brightly within your soul. Continue to pray, not in anxiety, but in the restful assurance that divine love works on your behalf. As you keep your heart in this posture, you yourself will be transformed. You'll find yourself saturated in peace that surpasses all understanding. You'll witness joy blossoming in places you once thought barren. You'll become a source of inspiration to those around you. When others observe your patience, your trust, your waiting in peace, they'll recognize that you're leaning upon one who is mighty and faithful. Now lift up your sincere prayer. Lord, today I bow before your holy presence. I don't fully comprehend all that moves in the heavenly realms, but I know you work on my behalf. Please help me to be still, to release my grip on fearful striving. May my soul open like soft earth beneath the rain, so your word may sink deep and take root within me. I surrender to you and eagerly await your revelation, day by day, moment by moment. Lord, you know my heart has carried so many burdens, things I've tried so hard to hold on to, fears I haven't dared to voice. But today I lay them all at your feet. Please lift from me the burdens I was never meant to bear. Let me taste peace that surpasses all understanding, the rest found in your embrace. I trust that you're preparing something better than I've ever asked for or imagined. Prayer for divine guidance. Lord, amidst the countless noises of this world, among the many voices of men, grant that my ears may be attuned to hear your voice. May my heart learn to listen for the gentle whisper of your Holy Spirit. Teach me to discern what you're saying, that I may walk not by sight but by faith. Though all around me may be shaken, let my heart remain steadfast, knowing that you are faithful. Lord, you know how long I've waited, sometimes with hope overflowing, other times in weary despair. But today I choose to believe your word. This waiting is now shifting. Though my eyes don't yet see, I choose to believe with my heart. Please help me to wait in trust, to lean wholly upon your grace, so that in your perfect time I may rejoice as I step into the new season you've prepared for me. Lord, there are things I must release, and it isn't easy. There are losses that have brought deep pain, but today I trust in your process. Grant me courage to let go of what needs to be released, to welcome the new that you're preparing. Help me not to fear the pruning, for I know your hand is that of the good gardener. May I become a fruitful branch in your vineyard. Lord, there are days when my heart is weary, when my faith feels like a reed bent by the wind. There are moments when I feel like giving up, when my prayers seem to rise no higher than the ceiling. But today, I remember that you're the one who never leaves me. Please renew my strength. Kindle again the flame of faith within me. Help me to stand firm, trusting in your unshakable love. Surrendering to divine will. Lord, I know my life isn't a matter of chance. Each day I live carries the purpose you've ordained. Please reveal your will to me. Lead me along the paths you've already prepared. Make me a light in the darkness, a voice of hope for weary souls. May my life reflect your glory and become a vessel of your love. Lord, today I don't wish to strive for worth nor to grasp what you've already freely given. I don't want to measure your love by the circumstances of my life. May I rest in the truth that I've been chosen, that I am loved, that I am engraved upon the palms of your hands. Help me to let go of worry and comparison so that I may live freely in your grace. Lord, I know you're teaching me to walk by faith and not by sight. Please help me not to be shaken when circumstances change. Grant me courage to take each step, even when the path ahead isn't clear. Let my faith be so deeply rooted in you that nothing in this world can move me. May my life be a living testimony of your power and faithfulness for the world to see. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. The certainty of divine promises. If you love the Lord with all your heart, know that these aren't mere words of comfort, but divine promises sealed with eternal love. The transformation spoken of here isn't a distant possibility, but a present reality being woven into the fabric of your existence. Every promise declared over your life carries the full weight of divine authority and will surely come to pass. As you've read these words, something profound has already begun within you. Seeds of transformation have been planted in the soil of your heart, and they will grow and flourish in ways you cannot yet imagine. The divine love that has spoken to you through these words is the same love that created the universe, the same power that parts seas and moves mountains, the same grace that transforms the hardest hearts. Your journey forward will not be without its challenges, but you now carry within you an unshakable assurance. You are beloved, you are chosen, you are destined for greatness beyond your current understanding. The waiting seasons, the difficult passages, the moments of uncertainty, all serve a divine purpose in preparing you for the fullness of what's to come. Walking in your new identity. From this day forward, walk with the confidence of one who knows their true identity. You are not defined by your past mistakes, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are defined by divine love, chosen before the foundation of the world, created for purposes that stretch into eternity. Let this truth reshape how you see yourself, how you interact with others, and how you approach each new day. You carry within you the very presence of the Almighty, the power to overcome every obstacle, the wisdom to navigate every challenge, and the love to transform every relationship. When fear whispers that you're not enough, remember whose you are. When doubt suggests that your dreams are too big, recall the limitless power working within you. When loneliness tries to convince you that you're forgotten, feel the warm embrace of divine love that never leaves your side. Your story is far from over. In fact, the most beautiful chapters are yet to be written. The best days of your life aren't behind you, they stretch out before you like an endless horizon of possibility and promise. Divine love has plans for you that are good, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Conclusion, your invitation to transformation. Today marks a turning point in your journey. You stand at the threshold of a new season, equipped with divine promises, strengthened by divine love, and empowered by divine grace. The old limitations are breaking away, the new possibilities are emerging, and the fullness of your destiny is beginning to unfold. Step forward with confidence, knowing that every step is guided by divine wisdom. Speak with authority, knowing that your words carry divine power. Love with abandon, knowing that divine love flows through you to touch every life you encounter. The transformation has begun. The breakthrough is at hand. Your time has come. Walk boldly into the future that divine love has prepared for you, knowing that the best is yet to come. For you are chosen, you are loved, and you are destined for extraordinary things. This is your moment. This is your season. This is your time to shine with the radiant light of divine love and to become everything you were created to be. The journey of transformation continues, and each step forward brings you closer to the magnificent destiny that awaits you.